Every race, and this is important that people get this, especially young people, every race, with no exception, has contributed to the civilization that we live in today. The black man has contributed. Don't think he hasn't. He's made magnificent contributions, in spite of the uphill fight these people have had to take because of their dark skins. There's even some archaeological evidence that they were among the first people to make iron. That coffee you drank this morning, my favorite drink, was a gift to those people, the black race. I don't know how the Indians got along without it. Do you know who invented blood transfusion? A black man invented blood transfusion. That man saved thousands of lives, maybe millions of lives. But how many people know that a black man invented that? Do you know how he died? They say he died. He got in an automobile accident, lost a lot of blood, was rushed to a hospital, and they wouldn't let him in because they said he was a nigger. And he bled to death. The yellow race has made great contributions to this civilization. Their culture was very ancient. The white man has made wonderful contributions, and so have the red men of America, the Indian. Nobody, and I mean nobody, has the right to say to any other people, this is my civilization. Everybody has the right to say this is our civilization. It's like a big kettle of stew. It doesn't just have onions in that stew to make it taste good. There are many things in that stew, gifts of every race in the world to make it what it is today, our present-day civilization. Now, when I was a little boy going to school, a long, long time ago, I hate to think of how many years ago, at that time they taught very little about Indians in school. But sadly, at that time, always bad, always. Well, I remember that fat, ugly old teacher. Her name was Miss Gillespie. I don't remember learning any reading and writing arithmetic from her, but I do remember 3 statements she had to say about Indians, and she's serious. The only good Indian is a dead Indian. Indians are inferior to white people, both physically and mentally. Indians are like little children. They never think of the future. They just live from day to day without one thought of what's going to happen tomorrow. And I take a look at what the white man has done to this once beautiful land in the short time he's been here, and he can tell that to children in school, think about it. I became a teacher too, a science teacher. It takes from 300 to 10,000 years, that long, depending upon the location, for 1 little inch of topsoil to form. Some parts of the Midwest, a short time, the white man has been there, a little over 100 some years. That little while, 18 inches are washed down into the Gulf of Mexico. And they wonder why they have floods every year in the Mississippi, Missouri, Platte River Valley. Why the idiots strip the earth of all its protection. And they needn't blame it on that big population. The minute they landed on Plymouth Rock, they skinned our Mother Earth like you skin a muskrat, without one thought of the future. Anyone with any intelligence knows you don't cut trees down the side of a hill or a mountain like they did next door to me. But for that precious dollar bill they worship so much, they stripped those beautiful forests in California along the coast, and what happened right afterwards? The mud floods started covering their fancy houses. Did they learn anything? No. Money first always. Right through California, Oregon, Washington, probably now Alaska. Where the cones used to hang from the trees. Used to be thousands of cones hanging from those trees. What happened to them? Why are our trees sick and dying? Acid rain. So what do the big brains do in the government? They have a study, and another study, and another study. And meanwhile, our Mother Earth is sick and dying. I'm living here where I can see what's happening. They continue to have these studies, and meanwhile our earth is sick. Do you realize the millions of animals and birds that depend on those cones and seeds to feed their little ones, to survive? Oh yes, they say acid rain kills fish. They say no more. Certainly it kills fish. And when the fish go, the mink, the otter, the loon, the blue heron, the fishhawk, the kingfisher, they go too.